times already, you might not get as good a response. Secondly, I must apologize to all you parents. I'm sure that when you pictured this glorious time of celebrating your child's 12 years of academic growth and achievement, you didn't imagine the capstone. Uh-oh. You didn't imagine that capstone speech being delivered by some 5'8" Irish ginger with a Mohawk. So, sorry. Although I must say, having the Mohawk has definitely created far fewer leprechaun jokes directed at me than in the past. No, I don't have your pot of gold, and thanks, but I don't want your lucky charms. I would like to start by sharing a quote with y'all. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Yeah, don't do that. I'm pretty sure the person that came up with that failed science, because if you shoot for the moon and miss, you're not going to land among the stars. The stars are really far away, and most likely, unless you have some sort of advanced propulsion technology, you're not even going to break the atmosphere, and that projectile is going to come calling down at terminal velocity, and it could possibly land on someone's head or house or dog or something. That's not good. Shoot for like a hay bale or a mountain or something. Don't shoot for a stop sign, because that's illegal. Another common thing, thanks to good old Robert Frost, is something like, beat your own path. Take the road less traveled by, because that will make all the difference. So I tried that last summer, hiking through Wallace Marine Park in West Salem.
Oh no.
You know what I found? Poison oak. That's what I found, and that did make all the difference all over my body and my whole summer. And made me look up his little-known sequel, which is Ode to Cortisone. Lastly, we had the idea that this day, this graduation ceremony, marks the new beginning. That idea that tomorrow, after you've graduated, you'll be a new person with a whole new life ahead of you. Sorry to say, it's not true either. This one isn't a joke. When you wake up tomorrow morning, or probably tomorrow afternoon for most of you, you may want to feel different. You may expect to feel different, but you will still be you. Tomorrow you will be the self that you have made thus far. And there's no ceremony, no commencement, no piece of paper that's going to change that. The truth is, we are all creators. We all make things. And when we don't think of ourselves this way, because we live in a world where some people get paid for their creations and others don't. Yet regardless of whether you sell your creations, we all make things. We make ideas, we make friends, we make relationships, and we also make the most important, intimate creation of all. That thing we all make, and we only get to make one, and that's the self. We aren't born with this self, we create ourselves. We make ourselves through the games we play, through the books we read, through the movies we watch. We make ourselves through the family and the people we interact with. We make ourselves through how we choose to spend our time. You make you, and it is the most important creation you will ever make. Many of us never think about ourselves this way. We never think of ourselves as an active creation, as a direct result of how we choose to think and see and act, and there is good reason for this too. When we are young, we aren't able to think this way. You have gone through the majority of your life not thinking about the self you were creating. Lucky for some, you had people to guide you toward creating a self. People like parents, older siblings, pastors, preachers, teachers, friends, old dead white guys that wrote really good books. But many of us didn't have that. We made ourselves and we didn't even know we were doing it. We went through the motions and never once stopped to think about the self we wanted to create and how best to achieve that. But you probably want proof of this. I can't can't offer that, but I can offer evidence. I asked 2 of my senior classes to reflect for a moment on the life experience they had so far. I asked them 4 questions, and the most important was this. What has been your greatest personal achievement? What has been your greatest personal achievement? And there was one answer that repeated itself so many times it drowned out all the others. And that one answer was this. I have learned to accept myself. Think about that. I have learned to accept myself. Now, I think self-acceptance is a great thing, but think of what it means to accept. To accept means to take or receive something offered. This is essentially a passive action. It means that you have accepted some self from someone or something else. You have received this person that you have become like it was given to you. Like you had no hand in its creation. We say this, we accept ourselves because we don't see ourselves as having an active role in the creation of this thing we call the self. And this is not a young thing, it's not a high school thing, it's a human thing. There are adults today in this audience who have yet to accept themselves. And I would bet the majority of the people here, young and old alike, do not pay attention to the fact that the decisions we make every day, the little choices, the choices of what we read, what we see, what we listen to, what we choose to do, what we eat, what we think, those little choices are not so little after all. They're the biggest decisions they make. They are us, they're me, they're you. Every moment of our lives, we are making ourselves. We are creating ourselves. Whether we are aware of that creation or not, we make ourselves. So as you leave here today, I do hope this ceremony marks a new beginning. I hope it marks the beginning of your active self-creation. I hope it marks the beginning of you choosing who you want to be and trying your darndest to become that. That was censored. I congratulate you, class of 2014, but not for graduating. I congratulate you for taking the first step towards making yourself the person you want to be. It's a start towards creating the one thing that matters more than anything else in your life. This is your final project. There is no due date and you will receive no grade. In fact, you will never even complete it. But it will be the most important work you do. Accept who you are, but work, struggle, strive, endure to make yourself. Make yourself a self you can be proud of. Thank you.